We will be live for week 69 here in El Salvador, 4th of December 2023.
And we're in Berlin.
We are in Berlin.
Up in Berlin.
Yes. It's a circular economy, 6 months old.
Yep.
And what do we got? We've got over 80 businesses on the map at the moment. I like to say there's about 100 people walking around accepting Bitcoin.
There is definitely people accepting Bitcoin that we can't put on the map because there's either selling hammocks or drinks and they're just wandering around the street, so they actually don't have a place that we can put on the map. So they're just, which is amazing.
It is. It is super amazing. And then one thing that really occurred to me the last few times we've been to the market, but we went to the market on Sunday, and how much it's occurring to me that that event is really contributing to the circular economy at Bitcoin Beach. It's making a massive impact in terms of people coming and seeing what's happening and spending money there, or more importantly, spending Satoshis there. And it's just being part of that community, taking part in it. If you're an artist, or you can find something to make or create or whatever, and be part of that if you're in El Salvador.
And so the market that James is talking about here is the Bitcoin Farmers Market that's held in El Zonte every second Sunday, and from 9 till 3. Yeah. So it is. It's quite amazing. I think there was just so many new people there this week. You know, there was new sellers, but there was absolutely lots of new people coming to check the market out. It was awesome.
And if you're coming down from somewhere else in the world to visit, please take the time to download a wallet, and people will happily sell you $10 or $20 worth of Bitcoin so you can spend it at the market. No big boogeyman's going to come and get you. It's okay. There are actually ways where you can be completely anonymous with your Bitcoin Lightning transactions. You just have to ask. There's no need to be scared, because unfortunately there are a lot of people who are scared to buy Bitcoin and spend Bitcoin. Yes,
and it's quite frustrating as a seller being at the Bitcoin Farmers Market, and Bitcoin is coming with cash, and you're just going, come on guys, just download a wallet and spend some of your sats. Because for us, I mean, we took quite a bit of spare cash for change, but the amount of 20s I got, that was just like,
we don't bring cash.
No,
we don't. We live less and less cash. Hello guys, thank you very much. Mark of All Trades, great to see you here. Thank you. Super Pilotish, thank you very much. Appreciate all your sats that came in this morning, lead sats. So let's start there with our sats shout out, and we've also got William. Hello, welcome, thank you. From Alegria? Are you in I might be reading that wrong. Okay, so Super Pilotish sent us some sats on our wallet, our Blink wallet. So this morning I woke up and there were 4 elite sats in there, which was pretty funny. Glad to hear that the quality of the video is working better. I have spent a lot of time today trying to figure out a balance between quality and bitrate to update. So glad that's working better. Alby, we had a quiet week on Alby, and that'll be because I haven't posted on Nosta so much. But one thing that was really interesting is I made a comment about Blockstream Jade on one of our posts. It was about BTC Sessions, who's a great educator on YouTube. He's done a really good series recently on the Liquid network. Blockstream sent us 10,000 sats. So I'm just going to throw out here, I got a Jade Blockstream wallet here, which we were lucky enough to get from Bitcoin Beach. And let me drag it out. Here we go. It's a little device, very interesting. It's a Bitcoin and Liquid device, which is pretty cool. We've had some challenges using it. I wouldn't say it's our most favorite device, but it does serve a specific purpose, which we are very excited to use it for. And even though I'm talking about Jade, I do want to say our service today is going to be Umbrel. So you'll see it pop up over on the side there in just a moment. Umbrel is a Bitcoin node operating system, and they have also just recently put out hardware. And I currently run, or we currently run a Bitcoin Umbrel node at home. We use a Raspberry Pi. This is, everyone's going to hate me today in terms of branding. This is actually an Embassy node, which we don't use at the moment because the Embassy software doesn't run on this anymore. And we are lucky enough to have somebody bringing us down new hardware from the States in early January, which is going to enable us to run a more powerful node.
Yep.
And we're going to move to a completely different node software. More to come in the future. But today is about Umbrel, and Umbrel is a great software and hardware package. And you can do one, both, or mix and match that can actually help you get set up and run and manage a Bitcoin node and a Lightning node and a whole heap of other home server services really easily.
Which you're going to talk about soon.
Which I'm going to talk about soon.
Okay, meetings coming up. So this Tuesday, of course, there is the Bitcoin meetup in Honolulu up in San Salvador, and that starts at 7 p.m. That's tomorrow night. Bitcoin is out west Monday week. You've got up in Santiana meetup at the Laughingstock Cafe. It will be next Monday, the 11th December. Unsure about the time start. Last time it was at 5 p.m, but normally it's at 5:30. So yeah, they haven't actually announced what time it is there. My First Bitcoin, we're still to be advised whether they're going to hold one at the end of the month, which would be about the 28th of December. We haven't heard whether they're going to be holding one yet. Bitcoin Beach in Palo Verde will be holding their one on the 29th of December, and that starts at 5:30. So that's the few that are out and about. Well, there will be one more Bitcoin Farmers Market before Christmas down in El Zonte on the 17th. So if you haven't got Christmas presents, great place to go down and get some Christmas presents. Soap, we will have some new soap. We are getting a little bit low because there has been a lack of tallow. But that's okay. I've got a huge amount coming in 2 weeks' time, so I'll be baking up for after Christmas. Yeah.
We're eating plenty of meat, so I'm not sure why we're missing the fat. And Super Pilotish, sorry, I'm not sure who's sending the lead sats then. It's obviously another one of our followers. I may be confused with, I think I have another name in my head. Maybe that person that's sending them.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to go to Monday?
Yes.
Thank you, Nikki.
Okay, Monday. So Monday's our normal groundhog work day. So we get stuck in. James has early morning meetings. We get stuck in at getting on board there. This week, or this past week, has been a little bit challenging around our home because we have had no water. We don't know what's gone on, but we'll hope the water's flowing today to fill up our tank. We've also had builders in the house doing a lot of concreting, which need a lot of water. So whatever spare water we had was getting used up by them. So yeah, Monday was a bit, in fact, all of last week was a bit trialing for me.
And something that the dry season has started. So I think we've gone about 2 weeks with no rain now. And it's a dry season. So that makes it even more challenging because a lot of the houses around the area are using more water, which means that when they do pump water, there's more demand on it.
Yeah. So we in Berlin get water every second day. We do have a cistern which is meant to fill up every second day, but for some reason we've only been getting maybe 100 litres, 150 litres. Which hasn't been enough.
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough. All right. Okay. We of course had our weekly live, which we really enjoyed doing, and thank you everyone who supports us with the weekly live. We then had our Bitcoin meetup, Bitcoin Berlin meetup. They have a meetup every Monday, and and I didn't mention that in our meetups, but they are doing one this Monday. So if you are in Berlin and want to check it out, they're going to be talking about just a little bit of education in regards to the do's and don'ts of investing in different kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency things that maybe, just to be aware of.
I'm really excited about it because I think it's a trap.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay.
Tuesday. We had a meeting in the Bitcoin Center here in Berlin, and we were discussing some of the opportunities for local training and employment, English classes, how we run our meetings, and our next town cleanup, business adoption, and education. So then we went home and we basically did work. But I'm going to circle back round because one of the things that we think are really important about what's happening here with this circular economy is a lot of them in the world are funded by donations, and they run on donations, and they're giving charity to make the circular economy work. I'm going to stop making the camera bounce. The thing that we want to change is it's been a very strong value and moral system that Evelyn and Gerardo brought to this, and we thought it was a great idea that can we make this work by bringing skill value to this town? So how can we bring value to this town that will bring in more Bitcoin? The first way that they started was with tourism. So tourism is great. It brings in new tourists, which brings in new money. If we can get more people to live here like us, that's also good because we're bringing in remote work, which is very quick and easy money. And then the next opportunity to support the circular economy is to offer skills that people would like. And at the moment, most people here have to travel a minimum of an hour and a half each way to go and get English training. And one of the things that we started doing was offering English classes here. So Gerardo has actually started the first English classes, and they've been going for the week, just over a week now, which is awesome. That's great work. Thank you, Gerardo, for putting in all that time and effort and making that work. The next thing is we had this guy just randomly turn up at one of the Bitcoin farmers markets, and he said, hey, I want to talk to you guys about what I'm doing. I want to donate you guys a few laptops, but more than that, I would like to talk to you about training people here in El Salvador and then give them job placements in the United States. So this is very early. We're super appreciative of what this person is doing. We've had some great chats over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks about that now, 2 weeks. And it's looking very promising, very exciting. But this circular economy, we potentially have the ability to bring job opportunities
or training and
training and job opportunities.
Yeah.
And how that makes money is that, of course, people generally pay for advanced training because they're going to make money. So if we can make the circular economy fund itself through training, that would be huge. And can you please pass me the laptop? And I'm just gonna we received laptop number 2. So this is from a completely different person. They've donated this model here. We've got an old Lenovo here, which we're going to use to we'll set it up to train people on skills such as typing, basic spreadsheet skills. I mean, you can do most things these days on the web with a basic laptop, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, which is it's awesome, and we're just so appreciative of the support for this, because it's just I suppose it's made it faster, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's sort of rapid, sped this up.
It's sped it up hugely.
Which is incredible.
Very good.
Wednesday, early morning calls again. Wednesday, we also did an interview with My Latin Life.
Oh, yes.
So that was lots of fun. We haven't had an interview for a long time, so that was really good. So I'm not sure when that's coming out, but that will be coming out at some point. And then we spent time at the centre. Yeah.
As soon as the My Latin Life interview comes out, we'll retweet it. It was interesting. They talk about people who have moved to Latin America and are living a life there. Because we're here for Bitcoin, that did become part of the conversation. Yes. We weren't sure if that wanted to be part of the conversation, but it's why we're here. So we talked about it. It was quite cool.
Absolutely. I sort of went to the centre in the afternoon and just we've got all taking times at making sure it's open. Spent time there. James spent is spending a lot of time this week actually working on just the node setups. So spending a lot of time doing that. So that's what you were up to.
It is.
Okay, service.
All right, we can talk about the service, which is the Umbrel, which is on the side there. And I noticed my image is out by 1 pixel, which really bugs me. So this week, one of my focuses has been to get the LN bits. And we did LN bits was one of our services a few weeks back. LN bits is basically a wallet software that sits on top of your Lightning node, which is sitting on top of your Bitcoin node, which is sitting on top of your hardware to run all of that. And that will give us the ability to be more sovereign in our wallet infrastructure. So at the moment in Berlin and a large part of the world, a lot of people are using custodial wallets such as Blink or others, such as Wallet of Satoshi, and some people have had a very real experience with that recently. But I'm going to come back to the Umbrel. I know that there's a lot of different options out there. One of the reasons I started with Umbrel was it's free. You can just use it. You just needed to buy the hardware. So if you have an old laptop at home, an old computer at home that's not really doing anything, I would recommend that more than buying a Pi. So a Raspberry Pi is now becoming underpowered. And on that image there, you'll see that there's an Umbrel Home, which is a dedicated mini computer. If you want to splash out and get one of those. I think they're around $500 US, but you can probably buy hardware cheaper, or if you've got something at home that you can already use to do it. Once you have got the hardware ready to go, basically you just need an internet connection. You download Umbrel as a package, and they have a walkthrough on how to install it. And Umbrel is effectively a Linux operating system that sits on top of your hardware. Once you've installed that, you then choose the software packages you want to install, such as the Bitcoin node, which I think is actually installed by default. Then you can install Lightning nodes and other tools, and there's some really cool tools in there, like cloud services for your photos, so you can back up all your photos to your PC. So this is one of the reasons that if you have an old computer at home and you have some old storage, then this could be a really great service to help you become more sovereign. I think it's been quite a hot topic recently to become more sovereign with your Bitcoin stack. So I think it's actually, if you have the interest, I mean, for me, I'm interested in it. I love this stuff. But if you're interested, I would say, and you want to give it a go, Umbrel is a great place to start, because you can either buy the hardware, you can use an old machine, you download the free operating system, follow the instructions, which are pretty straightforward. And if you've set up a Bitcoin wallet before, it's relatively straightforward to create that and then go and set up connect it to your Lightning node. And then the hard part starts after that. But you don't just have to use it for those things. You can use it for other things as well. And just have a play. A lot of people buy them and have them sitting around for a year before they actually do anything with it. But it's a good journey. So it's a great starter kit. There are other great starter kits out there as well.
And one thing I'm going to put in is, I think if you are looking at starting up a node, find a couple of other people who are also looking at starting up or have got knowledge, and start a group chat. And so you're all sort of, doing it together. I think it's quite a good... Yeah.
It's
and
really,
opening channels together and things. I think it's really helpful.
Yes, that's really good advice. We've been lucky enough that we have friends that have been interested, and we have friends in several places around the world now. Like, we just started a new node group. We've had a node group, and this is another node group, because people change their priorities and things like that. And these guys, we set them up on the weekend to help us all get going, and I've had to mute the chat because it's been too crazy while I've been doing work. But it's exciting to see these guys are excited and that we're going to do it. We've got a guy that's super keen on hardware, a guy that's super keen on channels, a guy that's super keen on being more like opening it up to the web and being more sovereign, and I really want to work on wallet connectivity. So our skill sets it's like a really cool Venn diagram. We all intersect, and it's exciting because you've got people to talk to and troubleshoot.
Absolutely. And the other thing, the skills that we're learning from this, of course, is really going to help the centre, because we really want to create our own network in the centre, which is exciting.
Yep.
And, to be able to do that really creates a far better circular economy.
Yeah.
Are you going to say any more?
Well, I was just going to say, in the centre already, Charlie has actually taken, he's got an Embassy node Pi like this that he's taken in, and he's got that running in there. And the reason he's done that is so because there are locals here that are hardcore Bitcoin nerds, and they want to come in and actually experience some of this stuff. And now they can log in and they can have a look and they can see how it works, and that way they can experience it without having to lash out the $500 or more for the hardware that they might have to pay here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, that's awesome. Hey, just to let you know that, please, if you've got any questions, put them in the chat. We will be answering them when we get to the Q&A. Okay, so we will be answered that way, that direction, Q&A.
Yep.
Anyway, so we are going to be answering your questions once we get to that point.
And please hit the like button, because that does help YouTube know that you guys are enjoying it and that other people should come and look at it, and we would like other people to come and look at it.
Yep, so absolutely. All right.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, Thursday. So morning work meetings. Then we actually had a video call in the centre with one of the new team members working on the employment and work opportunity that we have here in Berlin, which was great. So it was really good to meet him and his business partner and get down a bit more nitty gritty on how we're going to make this happen. We're still waiting on a few more details from him so we can get it all in place. But we are looking at starting training in January. There will be laptops, there will be a place, there will be a centre, and there will be people, which is really cool.
This person is looking at setting up to train 10 people at a time here in Berlin. What's awesome is we have the ability to find the people here and motivated people. So it's super exciting. It's really real right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We had lunch at a local cafe, which has just newly started accepting Bitcoin, so that was good. James went to pay, and we didn't even have to ask. She just pretty much said,
is that the one that printed the self-hosted?
Yes.
Okay, it's quite funny. Well, what's happening here there's a mosquito here that just keeps flying in front of me. The circular economy here is at a stage where businesses they see the foreigners walking down the street and they're like, how do I get their business? Because I'm seeing in the local Facebook group and the local WhatsApp groups that these people are going and spending money at businesses. How do I get it? And instead of coming and asking us, they just took initiative. They downloaded the Blink wallet and they went and printed their own Bitcoin accepted here sign and put it outside. And lo and behold, foreigners turned up and started spending Bitcoin at this restaurant. And we were busy because they did it by themselves. You may have seen Salvador Nakamoto and a couple of other people, Bitcoin Berlin, taking photos and talking about this restaurant. They got free publicity because they took initiative, and we were really impressed that they went and did that. And that was so cool.
Yeah, really good. Yeah. So we had a nice lunch there. We then went back to the centre, and we have started training a local Bitcoiner just in regards to managing the centre, as well as learning her the computer skills like Excel, spreadsheets, and just basic things regards to the computer, but also for the management of the centre. So that was really good. So we spent some time training her. Then we all went out to dinner at Cookhouse to farewell another Bitcoiner who was heading off to meet family and friends and will be back at some point. But she was an incredible donator to the centre as well. And so, I'm looking forward to her coming back to see what we've done by the time she gets back, whenever that will be.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing the people that are coming and talking and sharing and helping supporting and helping this project get traction, because a lot of people can see that there's people here that are very passionate and are very motivated. There's already a whole heap of proof of work that's being done. We just got to keep that momentum going.
Absolutely.
Friday. I'm not focused on the clicky window. Let's do it. Alrighty, so Nikki met with Patty at the centre to practice English and Spanish. So they do a language exchange, just a casual one over a cup of coffee. And then they also took stock of all the merchandise we have in the centre, because we have some shirts and stickers and some other bits and pieces for sale now. And that was also to practice computer skills. Then I was helping a couple of new Bitcoiners that just took on a 6-month lease here shift houses. So they were they were staying at one of the Airbnbs. They finally found a place that they liked, and they moved in. And I thought it was a pretty cool place, to be honest. And that was really exciting. We then went and had an early lunch at 303. If anyone's been following us long enough, you will know that 303 is a very popular place to go. They have great food, coffee, atmosphere. It's really cool. Then we met... So for the afternoon, we missed a very special birthday here in El Salvador last week. And it was Carla, who is Miss Tourism of El Salvador, and she is from Berlin. So we had accidentally double booked ourselves for another meeting with some friends, and we ended up deciding that we would meet Carla for a birthday afternoon. So we ended up taking her a small gift of Nikki's soap, which was pretty cool, and we bought her coffee and cake for for the afternoon.
For a late birthday.
Yeah, so late birthday celebration.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. We really enjoyed that. I think she had a good time too, practicing her Spanglish like we did, which was good. And
I think just a 19-year-old girl there or young woman who She's off to university.
She's in the photos.
She's got 5 years. She's done her second year, but she's got another 3 years left of university. And she's just really gorgeous. She's born and lived in Berlin her whole life. So, it was really lovely.
It's very cool. I'm noticing all sorts of things with my image alignment at the moment. It's out slightly. All right, and then we had another young Salvadoran. Is Freddie's 19 as well, is he?
Yeah. Oh, you just missed the photo, actually.
Okay.
The photo will come up.
There's a photo. We went to his graduation dinner, so we were privileged to be invited to his family's graduation dinner for him, which was really cool. It was a big event. They put on for probably like 40 people up there, and they booked out the top floor of a restaurant. Oh, there it is. That's the... The Freddie's in the photo. Yeah. But we thought it was kind of memey to do that for him, so we had a good time.
All right. Saturday. Spent some time cleaning up the house because the builders had finished, which was great. We had a little bit of water, which was even better. And then we headed to the centre, and at the centre there was a Canadian and French guy had turned up, and they were talking about collecting plastic and... what were they doing with it? They were explain it a bit better than I can.
I'm a little bit out of focus there, but because I was just reading some of your questions. Please do ask questions. I see a question in there about Phoenix Wallet. I will answer that. I can help you with that. So these guys that came to visit, they've developed a science process to turn plastic into diesel fuel, and then they burn the diesel fuel in an engine which powers a generator, which they then use that electricity to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah, so that was really good. I was in and out collecting stuff, but James got in and started talking to them about that. So there was a team from the Bitcoin Berlin talking to them. Now we're sort of really interested in them sort of setting something up here. There is a lot of plastic and a lot of rubbish around the Berlin township, and it'd be amazing to be able to collect that and do something practical with it. Though the machinery in itself is quite expensive to purchase or to build, as well as needing land and all of that stuff. So, it could be a project that could come up at some point, but I think they are testing it in Alzonte first, which will be interesting to see how that goes.
They're talking about building the machine. They've built them in Canada, I think, but they can't... bringing equipment, importing things into El Salvador is not an easy process or a cheap process. No. So to build it here, if you can, is the next possibility. Yep.
And then Saturday, very much we went home and had an early night because we had a early morning.
Sunday morning, we were up nice and bright and early to drive 3 hours to Alzonte, which was totally worth it. Yes. It was really good. So we drove to Alzonte for the Bitcoin Farmers Market, and it was great. Like, we were... Chorito Cafe was already at the gate, ready to go, which we were excited to see. And then we started having a whole heap of new vendors come in. So it was really exciting to see local Salvadorans coming in to sell their stuff. That was really cool. It wasn't just the foreigners who have made stuff here or whatever. There were local Salvadorans who were making stuff and coming and accepting Bitcoin for their wares. So that is super cool. I also shot up to the Garten Hotel where a laptop had been left for us, and I picked that up. And that was awesome. That was the donated laptop that we just talked about there. I saw Max and Stacey having breakfast. I was going to go over and high five them, but I thought that might be rude. But no, they were good. Didn't get a chance to talk to them, which is all good. Then
pretty much back up the hill.
Yeah. Then it was a full-on day. We spend a lot of time conversing with people. I try to put out a series of tweets to promote people that are there. And it was actually pretty cool. So this morning or this afternoon after I got my work done, I had a quick flick through our Twitter feed thing, and there's a whole heap of people taking photos of our soap that they've been buying it over the last few weeks, and then saying, hey, I've been using it in this country, which is really cool. And we really appreciate that people have been out there sharing the soap. The soap is becoming well-travelled, so that's cool.
When we had people, what was quite amazing, there was someone who mentioned on one of the group chats or on WhatsApp about the soap, and they made a special trip to come down and buy it, and they introduced themselves. It was a great day for selling soap, definitely. which is exciting.
Yeah, I see Super Pilot has got a great question about cows on the road. So, in town, and also on our 3-hour journey home, we come across cows in the middle of the main highway a few times. So we'll come to that in a moment. Another 3 hours to drive home, which was really good. We had dinner in the park. We caught up with Salva and his partner, who had just finished decorating the Berlin sign with Christmas packages. So that was super cool.
Yeah, so you will see a photo of that as well. So they've been really busy over the weekend getting the decorations ready. Next Saturday, next Saturday, the Christmas lights in Berlin Park will be on, because we were quite surprised that we got there and we were expecting it all to be lit up, but no, it does start next weekend. So we're excited to be able to take some photos and share those.
So we're busy decorating Berlin in Bitcoin colours. So it's really exciting. And we're going to go to the Q&A. So if you have questions and answers, start asking them now, because we're going to start reading them now.
Okay, so let's have a look.
Let's go to the top. And so we had Markable Trades. Good morning, guys. Patiently waiting to hear from my favourite El Salvador couple. Thank you. Then Super Pilotish. Hola, amigos. And William Gonzalez. Bitcoin ha subido. Está bueno. Es mi alegra. Thank you. Yes. I don't exactly understand, to be honest, and I'm not going to translate it just yet. My Spanish is not quite good enough.
Audio and video, great, awesome. Pleased to hear that. As James mentioned, he has been working on that today to get that up and running. I do actually have warnings from YouTube here saying that we're not streaming at a good enough quality ratio, but apparently it's working better than it was. Super Pilotish, for clarification, I don't send lead stats, must be some other Super Pilotish. Might want to check the spelling on the address. Mine is a small s. Glad that you got the stats from someone. Anyways, no, absolutely. And I think I know who it is. Yes, I think I know who it is as well. And it's my mistake. I get confused because I get excited. And thank you, Guy Lu, who sent through 35,173 sats. Wow. So that, thank you. That's super awesome. Yeah, really. And Mark of all trades. Water. Have to ask, why only every second day? What can be done to expand this? Someone in government to approach. Okay, well, it all depends on the region that you're in. Now, where we are up in the hills, of course, you've got to remember that we are a developing nation. And so there is a lot that needs to be done and is not quite there yet. A lot of places don't have any running water. Up here, especially sort of up in the hills. So unsure why we don't get water every day, and why we get limited quite a lot. I think has a lot to do with there wasn't maybe as much rain as there has been in winter, and maybe they're being really careful in the reserves and making sure that we don't run out. I'm not sure. And it does make it hard. And the one of the the infrastructure is actually a bit tired. I don't know, poor. I'm not sure exactly. But when we do see the water running, sometimes we will actually see it just pouring out of the ground in the street, which means that there, if there was water pressure to this town 24/7, a huge amount would actually be lost out of the broken pipes under the road. And there's just simple things like here at the house, they haven't buried waste pipes deep enough. So we had a car drive over, or a truck actually, drive over our one, and it crushed one of the waste pipes. And it's just lack of experience in terms of building things based on certain things. So the water, every other day here in San Blas, the community had its own bore, its own well. So it drew upon that 24/7 without any problems. We did have a couple of issues, but nothing, but it was fixed. And in San Salvador, they've got water full time. We're just a small town in the middle of nowhere. Up high in the hills. And the infrastructure, it all depends, I suppose, on the Alcatea and what they're spending the money on too, and maybe water isn't their priority, maybe it's other things. So, it's just part of the adventure of living in El Salvador. So it's all part of it. But great question. And if we had a bigger water tank, it would probably help a lot more too. Well, they've also got to fill it though, don't they? But once it's full, then, because some days we get better pressure from the city than others. Some days the water doesn't turn up, some days the water pressure is low, and some days it comes late. So there's all sorts of different things that happen there. Okay, right. Carlitos
Carlitos.
Way. Hi there, guys. I'm bringing my 2 American neighbors in February to El Salvador. Where can they go in El Zonte to see Bitcoins at work? The Bitcoin Farmers Market.
Yes.
Every second Sunday. So
Yes.
make sure you're here for 2 Sundays so you get the right Sunday.
Yes.
That would definitely be your best shot at seeing Bitcoin adoption in El Zonte, to be honest.
For sure.
There are a few restaurants you can go to. There's a few pupuserias you can go to.
Download an app, or it's also a web app. Go to btcmap.org. btcmap.org will give you all the locations that you can go and spend. It gives you a large number of the locations you can go and spend Bitcoin. And it's super convenient. We use it all the time to keep track of what's happening here in Berlin. I don't have it on this phone. Maybe you've got it on your phone. But it's a great place to find businesses. So if you look at Berlin, you can see the 80 plus businesses we have on the map at the moment. And you can find out if they're food or whatever. El Zonte, I think on the map it's like 20 locations, but I'm not sure how up to date that is, to be honest. And I think we're in here. Just zooming in real quick. I've gone too far. I've gone one beach too far. So this is the El Zonte map location, and some of those pins are multiple pins. So if I zoom in on them, we can start to see more. And if you're going to be in El Zonte, one of the things I'd recommend is Carnegie Cafe.
Yes.
It's really cool.
It is a great coffee, great food. He is only open. In fact, in the high season, which you'll be coming in, he may be open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or definitely Thursday to Sunday.
Yep. Limited opening hours, but his food's really good.
Yes.
And the experience of eating in a little shack is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Super Pilot-ish, nodes for the win. Yes. Anybody who wants to start with an Umbrel. The beauty of it, the longest part of the setup is downloading the blockchain. And you can actually speed that up by changing a setting to increase the memory. But if you want to go even more nerdy, there are other options out there, but it's up to you to do your own research. The Umbrel is a great place to start.
Okay. Mark of all trades, your BTC price in the top right is out of date. Huge rise last night, hitting 42. Yes, it did hit 42, but this is actually running up to date.
Should be. I'm going to quickly just check, because I did notice it dropped down to 40 as well. That price ticker is meant to be live, and you're right.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's pulling in a price from a different exchange, which is out of date.
Okay.
All right. That's really interesting.
So what we're seeing at the moment is 41,933.
Yes.
Okay, so it is,
It is wrong. Okay.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. What's happening is the API that I'm drawing upon there is out of date for some reason, so I need to look into that.
All right, Mark of all trades, been using Wallet of Satoshi and Strike with no problems, trying to use Phoenix, but the fee to receive sats is like 15k stats. What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong. The difference between Strike and Wallet of Satoshi is that they are hosted by a third party. So a third party technically holds your sats. They provide your liquidity. They provide your channels. The channels are the expensive part. So if you go to the Phoenix wallet, it is a self-custody wallet, which means the node is literally running on your phone. If the node is literally running on your phone, it means that you need to pay to open the channels. The first time you open a channel with the node on your phone, it's going to cost you more than you used to. So it's only the first time. Then after that, each transaction should be between 0 to whatever sats, as per normal. That is the price of sovereignty to do this. So I don't have a great answer for you in terms of if you want to have self-custody. This is Phoenix. If you want to have self-custody Lightning, then using the Phoenix wallet, paying that upfront fee to create the channel, personally, it's worth it, because I have the keys, I control the Bitcoin that's on here, nobody can turn off my wallet, unlike Wallet of Satoshi or Blink even, somebody could turn those wallets off on me, and that could become a problem. So I would recommend spending the money to create the channel, use the wallet, learn how it works, and be more experienced for it. Hopefully that answers your question, and quickly ask me more in here if you want to. All right, okay. Next one.
All right, super pilotish. How do you deal with the cows on the road? Yep, cows and horses. We have them quite regularly. Okay, walking around town, we get the odd cows coming through, but when you're walking, it doesn't really matter. The horses are also walking through the town. When we're driving down to the beach, it can be a problem, especially early hours of the morning, where you've actually got cows just sitting on the side of the road, like we did the other day. We went around a corner and there was a cow.
These are big cows.
Half on the road, half on the grass. So it is just being careful. And then again, on the main highway, you will find that the farmers will, seriously, Sunday coming back from the beach, we had a woman chasing her cows down the highway, the opposite direction to what we were going.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. It was right in the middle. In fact, it was right in the middle of the road, so you had cars going both ways on each side. So it's just, I think you just have to be really aware. It's just having that sixth sense about you again. You will quite often have horses, foals on the road. You just, dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, turn the corner and there's going to be a pack of dogs that are, and they're lying on the road because it's warm.
Which is really weird because it's really warm anyway.
Yeah. So, there's not much we can do, but just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in New Zealand, we used to have something called a defensive driving course, which means that when you're driving, you should always be in a defensive mode, just in case someone's on the wrong side of the road, or a ball bounces out in front and a child chases it, or a cyclist all of a sudden swerves. You should always be ready for that worst case scenario. And in New Zealand, it was never really a thing because it's like, but everybody's so well behaved and everybody knows how to drive and there's no problems and children don't run out on the road. Here in El Salvador, it tests your defensive driving like you've never been tested before. We've actually got a friend who was like, the potholes here just driving me crazy. And it's like, well, that's just part of defensive driving. You just got to be
aware.
Yeah, aware. And Nikki got grumpy at me one day where she's like, stop swerving. And I'm like, it's the potholes. Like, because you don't know they're there. And like, if you're following other cars, it's at the last moment, there's a pothole and you're like, whoop, really quickly. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's part of the joy.
Yep. All right. Marketable trades. Importing goods. Why is it so expensive? Government regulations or just tyranny of distance?
Great question.
Yes.
So I would recommend reading the book, The Fish That Ate the Whale, and or The Economic Hitman. But I think The Fish That Ate the Whale would really gives people a great insight as to how Latin American countries end up in really weird positions, such as debt positions, government positions, and all sorts of regulatory positions. So The Fish That Ate the Whale is actually about Sam the Banana Man, who ended up owning United Fruit Company. And his story is amazing, and he tells some of the amazing stories that happened in Latin America and why there are economic embargoes on certain things. So, for example, a lot of countries get purchased by private banks and other things that then allow them to recoup their costs through things like trade restrictions or embargoes or tariffs.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps answer that. But it's a great question. The Fish That Ate the Whale is a book I recommend.
Right. Antonio, good afternoon. How is the weather in Berlin now? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We have got no rain. It's actually warmer than I was expecting. And we're just beautiful sunny days. I mean, I was out in the garden for a couple of hours today, just planting some plants and doing some work. Really lovely. Yeah, we sleep really well. It's still cooler in the evenings. Still need a jersey. But can't complain.
I have to say that it was colder right before when it was raining than it is now, and we were told it was going to be colder now. We thought it was going to be colder, but we don't know. I mean, there's still another month or four to go of this. Marketable trades. Wow, how cool would it be to see Max and Stacey? Seen them around a few times. They hang out. I was actually saying to Nikki, the Bitcoin farmers market has grown significantly, and I don't think we've seen Mike from Bitcoin Beach. We haven't seen Max and Stacey down there, and there's quite a few big names that we've never seen there, and we're there just about every week that it's on. I think there was only a few at the beginning we missed because we were somewhere else. I can't remember, but it's really awesome that this one event has grown so well on its own with just the plebs.
Yep. Yeah, but it would be amazing to have a visit.
Yeah.
And I think they will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'd love to see them there and say hi and sell them some stuff. And, But James and Kiki are definitely the stars that have put that together. Yeah. They have done an amazing effort to organise the location, organise the resources everybody needs.
Yeah, the tables, the chairs. Yeah. You know, they don't charge to have a stand there, which is incredible. So no, it's really good. They put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it. So we're really grateful that they have done this. Yeah, it's given us a chance to go and sell the soap or create the soap really too.
It's awesome. A huge tool for the circular economy of El Zonte. James and Kiki have added so much value to that circular economy. It's great.
Okay, Kalitas Way. Thank you. Not a problem. Thank you for watching, Mark. Is the channel creation once and off thing for every transaction path?
It's based on liquidity.
Or for every transaction, sorry.
Yeah. So it is a one-off thing. So let's just say you created a liquidity channel with $200 and you basically stayed inside that $200 where you'd spend $10 and you get $20 and then you'd spend $40 and you'd get $10 and you always sort of stayed in there. And if you wanted to then deposit $1,000 in there, you would need to expand your liquidity channel, and that would cost you more. So in theory, and Phoenix Wallet, just so you know, Phoenix Wallet is one of the best wallets to be doing this at the moment. The other wallets are still trying to catch up as to how well they manage it. But in theory, you would need to create that larger channel once, and then you can do the liquidity in and out of it as much as you want and just incur standard fees.
Yeah. Ronnie, thank you for watching.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
This guy.
Now, if you are looking for any hardware wallets, Ronnie has just opened a shop in El Zonte, and he is selling the Jade and also seed signer wallets, which is pretty cool. Plus, he has numerous amounts of other items. First hardware wallet store in El Salvador, which is incredible. So Ronnie is telling Kalitos Way, you can get in touch with Ronnie and he can show that show your neighbours around El Salvador and introduce you to all the Bitcoin people here in El Zonte. Ronnie is a great tour guide too. So he has got rental properties, he has got car rentals, and he's a tour guide as well as his great shop. And he's based in El Zonte and around that area. So if you do need anything El Zonte, reach out to Ronnie. He is the man.
Yep. Ronnie is also coming to the farmers market and he's selling hardware devices. We've been here for 22 months now, and Ronnie is the first guy that has his poop together to sell these things here in El Salvador. My hat is off to this guy because I have contacted so many people so many times who I thought would have been in a position to make this happen. Ronnie has made it happen. If you need hardware wallets while you're here, I know he's getting UB keys that are coming in. I'm super excited that he is going to be my number one source and recommendation to get this stuff because it needs to be here. He may even know about sourcing node parts coming up. So, Ronnie is doing a great service to the community. Thanks for tuning in, Ronnie.
Yes.
We appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's it. There's the questions, no more questions. We'll move on to the next one.
Okay, and it is our outro. And something I didn't say at the beginning is join our newsletter.
Yes.
There is a link down below, njelsalvador.substack.com. It is free. You don't have to put your email in. But if you do, that'd be awesome because you will then get it to your inbox every single week. You find out about the meetups. You find out about 3 things that we thought were interesting this week. And sometimes it's stuff that you missed. Sometimes I give my own 10 satoshis as to what I think about the world and what's all happening. This week's quite interesting. There's some pretty cool stuff in terms of... Oh, actually, I might as well mention it now. So I'm going to put in links on Twitter in a moment of Bukele's dollar cost average. Apparently it is now in the black, which means that
I think there's about $3 million he's made, and
yes, and there's a website that's tracking it. I actually had a spreadsheet, but I mean, when I saw this website, I was like, I don't need my spreadsheet anymore. Also, Michael Saylor, he's in the black. Dollar cost averaging has been one of the best ways to invest in any investment generally, especially when you start in a bull cycle. In the bottom of the cycle. Bukele started buying one BTC 380 something days ago, which was the lowest point of the market. He started buying one BTC a day when it was around $15,500 for Bitcoin, and his average to $26,000. His average to today is currently at $26,000 per Bitcoin for those 380 days, which is awesome. And that has brought his high purchases down into this range of 40k.
Yep. Cool.
Yes.
And
Super Pilotish, thank you. Appreciate it turning up, saying hi, which is cool. I think that's it.
That is us.
It's us. Yep. We're going to go and join the Berlin Monday meetup. And we're going to we're going to listen in Spanish because it's all in Spanish and it's for the locals. We're talking about trading.
Yeah.
No, it's a trap.
It is a trap.
Yeah, we're attracting people who are interested in trading to educate them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very clever ploy. Charlie's thought about this. It's good. All right, great.
All right, have a wonderful week. Make sure you if you can possibly spend some sats, give the Lightning Network a go.
Yes.
And just enjoy this stuff that's happening.
Yep. Learn something about Bitcoin, learn something about Lightning, pick up a wallet, download a wallet, share with a friend, learn something. I learn stuff all the time. I had a friend ask me a great question on the weekend and she's like, "You don't know the answer, do you?" And I said, "No, I don't. And I'm going to find out because I need to tell you what it is." So it was fun to learn for me. I enjoy it. And she gets a kick out of testing my knowledge. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Have a great week.
Cheers.